So tell us. We've been asking them for months to let us see the data. We have a right under federal law, under motor voter, to go in and inspect these records. They've hired a third party to try to fix this mess. They're stonewalling legislators, chairmen of oversight committees. There's a problem in Pennsylvania with alien voting, and they're hiding the extent of it.
Okay, you have a right, as you said, by federal law to take a look. They're not cooperating on that. So I know that's going to be a bit of a process, and you've been doing this for months, trying to get this from them. I want to talk about what's also happening. This is in other states as well, but Maryland today, an interesting article talking about how they want to look at electronic probing. They want to make sure that Russia is not going to mess with their voting system, which nobody should want Russia to mess with any of our voting systems. But they also won't take voter IDs. They won't make that an issue. And I was reading that one of the counties that's here, just outside of DC, Montgomery County, there are more people registered to vote than there are people over 18 in that county.
Right, it's going on all over the country. I mean, we're litigating cases in Starr County, Texas, for example, Broward County, Florida, other places around the country. Over 150 counties have more people on the voter rolls than they have citizens even alive eligible to vote.
Wow.
So this is a nationwide problem.
Okay, so the Brennan Center for Justice says it's not. Here's what they say. Examination after examination of voter fraud claims reveal fraud is very rare. Voter impersonation is nearly non-existent. Most allegations of fraud turn out to be baseless. They say numerous studies have shown that.
Yeah, the Brennan Center for Justice is a George Soros-funded organization who's set up to deny voter fraud all over the country. They never come out and say it exists. Their job is to put up a smokescreen about the truth. The reality is that the voter fraud is real. I mean, you showed instances just now of people who were non-citizens voting in the 2008 presidential election, 2012, and then 3 days before President Trump is sworn in, they write a letter saying, please remove me from the rolls. They must have been afraid of what Trump was going to do. And so this is going on all over the country.
Why do you think there's such a denial of it then? Because we've seen books and studies and all kinds of things written saying that these numbers just aren't true.
Well, look, the president had a particular number. We don't know what the truth is. That's the problem, and Pennsylvania's hiding it. And so why is this happening? Why does this matter? The real foreign influence in our elections are aliens voting in our elections. Maryland, they're trying to fix machines. The real problem is they've allowed people on the rolls who are not legal.
And we know that there are states. I mean, I've talked to Governor Abbott in Texas, who, when he was the Attorney General, said that they had cases, you know, on a more frequent basis than people would think, that he had prosecuted people. People have gone to jail over this.
In Starr County, Texas, there's a human trafficking scheme. This is a county along the Rio Grande, where phony people were giving voter registrations. And what does that do? It gives them a pass with Border Patrol. It's as good as a passport because it means you're a citizen. Those registrations are still on the rolls. This is not an isolated problem to Pennsylvania or Texas. It's going on in Virginia, it's going on in New Jersey. And sometimes, Shannon, the immigrants are the victims, right? They're going through the motor voter process. They don't want to register to vote, but it's getting pushed on them. And then it messes up their immigration status.
What do you make of this situation in Illinois, in Chicago, where they're giving out city key cards, which allow them, because they say, listen, we do have people here illegally, but we want to be able to, you know who they are, have them some kind of ID so that they can take part in municipal and community things.
Yeah.
Now that, as I understand it, that card, they've said, is acceptable to use as voter ID or an ID to get you into voting. So how in the world did they police that to say, we are going to give this to people who are here illegally? But basically the comment I heard from them was, they said, well, it's against the law to vote illegally, so we expect them not to use it for that.
Yeah, the honor system is failing. You could see it in the documents you showed. The honor system is failing. To get registered to vote in America, you just check a box. There's no backup. Folks think that there's some system that they're checking. There's no system they're checking. That's why so many aliens are getting on the rolls, either because they're not telling the truth. We have cases where they say, I'm not a citizen, and they're still getting registered to vote. We have the documents.
Well, it makes me think of the Arizona case that ended up at the Supreme Court a couple of years ago about these documents, and you know, basically many states were told, this is not your job, it's the federal government's, and so you stay out of it. So we'll see. Keep us up to date on the Pennsylvania lawsuit. We'd love to know more, and as you get information if they turn it over.
Right, thank you, Shannon.
All right, Jay, Christian Adams, great to have you.